for live interviews, great content here on the More Than the Coach podcast. What's up, y'all? What's happening? It's your boy Coach Marshall on the More Than the Coach podcast, and this morning, this Tuesday morning, or excuse me, is it Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. My fault. But hey, I got a special guest coming on today. But before I get going, as always, y'all, let me pay these bills and give a thanks to my sponsors. First off, got to give a thanks to Reggie Baldwin at Baldwin Multimedia, always having my back, making sure my videos right, making sure all my pictures is good. So I got to salute and thank my brother Reg for taking care of his brother. Also, JKG, the apparel man, getting all my designs, getting all my gear together. Hey, I appreciate you, Greg. If any of y'all need it, reach out 989-980-4838. Hey, he'll get you straight. All right. Then, of course, beautifully just being me. That's that beard, hair, facial cream, all that stuff that my wife put together. As y'all see the beard growing, the hair staying on there. Even my guest probably shocked that I got hair on my head. But hey, we'll talk about that. And as always, y'all, to my new sponsors, new founders, and friends, live ways, live connections, endless possibilities. Y'all check their app out, join it. It's a powerful thing. Once again, this brother right from Saginaw and got his own app called Liveways. So y'all make sure y'all tune in. So y'all, with that being said, today it's a special interview. I've been wondering how I was gonna reach out to him and connect with this young man because this young man is doing major things in our city, not just our city. Excuse me. Let me get this right. In the world. All right. I met this guy a long time ago, and we're gonna talk about that, how we met. But as y'all see here in the background cracking up. But at the same time, y'all, this young man right here, Mr. Nathan Addison, he's been doing a lot of things positive since he left Saginaw, Michigan, and graduated from Saginaw High School, y'all. I want to say he's a 2015 graduate. If I'm wrong, he'll tell me about it. But y'all, me personally, I never thought I'd see the day what I see this young man doing. I mean, this just a few of the people that he done said in the interview. This young man, they actually got him off the ground and got him his push in life, and he took it and ran with it. But I done seen him interview some people, y'all, that's been amazed. One of my funniest interviews watching was Redman. Redman was a trip. Um, he did a whole lot more, but these are some of the guests that I watched. But another one that he done, Mr. Nate with Monique, man, that touched me. And y'all, today I want to welcome to the show Mr. Nathan Addison. Welcome to the More Than the Coach podcast, my brother.
Hey, what's going on, Coach? How you doing, man?
Man, hey, it's a blessing, bro, to have you on here, man. For real. Let's cut right from the start, man. I just want to say I'm proud of you, from them days when you first went to college, man, and you made videos showing what a real college student do. You showed the
Yeah,
struggle, you showed the pain, but you never let it stop you. And I
yeah,
want to say, man, I salute you. And as a older brother from Saginaw, watching a young brother, man, I'm proud of you.
yeah.
For
I
real. So,
appreciate it, Coach. Man, I'm proud of you too. Just being a pillar, in the community. Everything
yes,
that
sir.
you represented and what you stood for, the foundation that you laid at Bridgeport. I want you to know that it didn't go unnoticed, man, because elders. I feel like elders have always been like the beacon of light back home. And when many people feel like they don't get support, it's
Yeah.
really the elders that give you that drive to get you to where you want to be in life. So I just want to say thank you, man.
Oh man, I appreciate that, man. For
Yeah,
real. So where you located at right now, man? I know you be everywhere.
yeah, yeah. I'll be everywhere. So home base is Indiana, but business Las Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the transition to Las Vegas is it's a little bit different, but the market out there primarily would it being known for sports betting and sports gambling. it's not really like thriving from a media perspective out there. And so, you know, my publicist and I, we were talking about it like, hey, I think Las Vegas is the right market for where you need to be at. And, you know, one of the key things for me is that I'm hoping that, you know, an NBA team, if I'm alive and live to see it, that an NBA team can actually come to Las Vegas. We already have the Aces, you know, the Las Vegas Raiders. So I'm excited.
Oh yeah, and you know what? It won't be too soon or too late. I think somebody gonna get out there, bro, for real.
Oh
That's
yeah.
you know. Hey man, I just want to before we get a little deeper into the podcast, man. I'm gonna let you tell everybody how we first met.
All right,
Yeah.
man. Man, I'll never forget. This was my freshman year at Saginaw High. I want to say this was probably it's either between fall of 2011 or spring of 2012 when we had returned. And I remember in the hallway, me and my friend Augustine, we used to just take pencils and throw it. We'd throw pencils at the teachers and run, and they'll wonder who it is because they'll be like in the classroom teaching. And so it was this one time, man, and coach, this was my welcome to Saginaw High moment. I will never forget. I seen you because I think you was in the hallway. You had on the red polo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is when you had the clean cut. I mean, you still got the clean cut. So I told Augustine, we right there on the stairs, and I'm like, hey man, hit Coach Marshall. Hit him in the back of the head with a pencil. I was like, man, let me take it. I'll do it. Man, I threw it and I think it hit you in your head. And I took off running, right? And so the bell ring. And so now I'm in Miss Ramler's class. It was right there next door to Miss Hanline, right across from Mr. Uby. Rest in peace to Mr. Uby.
Yes, sir.
And so I went in, and I remember you pulled me out. Oh man, it was you. It was you. It was Tank. I want to say I believe it was Vario, Joseph Powell. I'm assuming. I'm trying to. I just know it was a lot of big dudes. That they was like 6'5". I'm like, and y'all remember you was like, you do that again. And I can't even remember. I blacked out. I mean, and the way they was looking, man, it was my welcome to Saginaw High moment. I was like, I was afraid. I was scared. I was scared. And then I realized these the athletes. Of course, it makes sense why I'm scared.
Yeah, I did. I went got the big goons, man. I was like, you know what? Because I seen y'all do it to somebody before when I was walking the halls. And so this happened to be my time over there. And then I got smacked upside the head with a pencil.
Yeah.
And Augustine smiled. That's what gave it away. Because I wouldn't have never knew. I wouldn't have never knew, bro. But when he smiled, I was like, it's them. And then you took off, and there was history. Because I remember I gave you a nickname, but we ain't gonna say nothing on the air because I don't want people to get offended by it. But I used to call you a nickname, and you used to get mad at me all the time. But that was me and your thing. And ever since then, though, we built that relationship, man, and it was nothing but love ever since, man. You know, and I appreciate that, man. And I apologize for scaring you back then.
Oh no, I needed that. I wouldn't be. You know, you can't get that kind of experience at Arthur Hill. I don't think they had nobody that was scary. You know, I mean, but Saginaw High, I mean, given the history of it, given the toughness and the grind and the grit, man, you know, it's more to it having that dog mentality just in sports. You can have it in the academic room. You know, you can have it in you know, different clubs or activities and stuff like that, man. So I appreciate you for that, because if I would have got away with that, you know, I don't think I probably would have even learned, you know, my lesson. And I think that was the final time I will honestly say where I was no longer childish anymore, because that transitioned from middle school. I went to Francis Ray Academy from first grade to 8th grade. Me and Augustine, we've known each other since 3rd grade. So we kind of like, you know, childhood best friends and like family. So I used to do that, like you talked about, throwing pencils and stuff. I did that at Francis Ray, thinking I can get away with it. But, at that time when I had got that reality check, that's
Yeah.
sort of, I would say that's when I officially just stopped it, man. I just felt like it's time to grow up now.
Yeah. Well, hey, and you did, man, and even when I left and went to another school,
Yeah,
just to watch you, man, you became Mr. Saginaw High. You brought back the soul man with the mascot,
yeah,
the Trojan, and you took that and you ran with it, man. And even that year when my son and them all went to state championship, just to watch you do your thing, man, there and watch
yeah,
you through the years at Saginaw High, man, and grow, it was positive, bro. So that's a good thing, man. That's
yeah.
real. So, man, in this journey you've been in, I mean, you done rub elbows with the best of the best, you know. Man, how was that? How was all that, man? How you intake all that, what you've been doing in life? How do you intake that at this time?
Man, to be 27 years old, it still feels surreal, honestly.
Mm,
Sometimes honestly it doesn't feel or seem real, and so I tend to like you know draw back on my experiences. Coming from Saginaw, Michigan. Yesterday I used to just walk those streets,
mm,
hang with people and stuff like that, and I've always envisioned what I would be doing now, but
yeah,
I really couldn't clearly see how it would come because of certain circumstances or certain things that I had, to go through in life. The pivotal ones with me actually being homeless
yeah,
3 times in order to get to where I needed to be.
yeah,
And we could touch on that a little later in the show. But man, just the way that I intake it, every day that I wake up, man, I'm always just thankful for what I got. Being humble. We live in
yeah,
a society where many people have pride, and I used to be very cocky and prideful until God caused that circumstance for me to be homeless, and it allowed me
mm,
to have compassion on people, and I started to see life very differently, man. And so,
mm,
just the way that I intake it, man, is just by thanking God and embracing every moment and every opportunity, and never forgetting the people who are always there. And despite interviewing some of the best people and some of the most legendary people, man, you know, I credit people like you. I credit people like Miss Pruitt, Miss Ashford. A
mm,
lot of the people who were pillars that actually had a staple in the hand and actually being there for me in a
yeah,
time where I honestly didn't think, I would even succeed, and also Miss Giles as well. So,
mhm,
I always look back to where it started, and even Draymond, everybody who knew, and I just took it and ran with it, man. So, and I used all of that, and so I'm grateful, man. Yeah,
yeah. And that's a blessing, bro. And I can honestly say I remember having phone conversations with you, when you was it Indiana State, right?
yep,
And I'll never forget, one time you hit me up, it was late at night, and we talked, man, and I felt like this big afterwards because I'm like, man, this young man reached out, and at that moment, I couldn't help, but I gave you conversation and I
yeah,
listened to you go through it, and then a couple days later, you hit me up and said, "Hey, coach, I just want to say thank you for that conversation and that talk because after that, some things broke and shook for you. And it made me feel a whole lot better, man. And then just to sit back and watch you from afar and watch you
yeah,
continue to grow, man, and sometimes, like you said, God will humble us to make you see, hey, hold on, you ain't higher than me.
hmm
And boom, and now look at you.
and
You
that,
know
and
what
that,
I'm saying?
yeah, and that's one of the key things too. I was conflicted and convicted with idolatry. We always talk about people worshiping celebrities, but if you really look at it, Coach Marshall, we are in an interesting time where people are worshiping themselves. As
Mhm,
you read in the Bible in 2 Timothy 3 verse 1, how God talks about people will be lovers of themselves. And
mhm,
one of the key things that you see in today's society is, with social media, people wanting all of the followers and all of
mhm.
the attention and all of this gratification and stuff. like that. And for me, idolatry, it really did me in because I was blinded.
That's right.
I thought, I'm serving a false god, and there's so many things that you can make that can be a false god until you realize, like, man, I feel empty, and I feel void. It's something inside of me that is empty. Even if
Yeah.
I obtain it, I just don't feel right because I didn't put my faith in the Lord. So once I broke and got over that hurdle and realized that I did it wrong and did it right, man, everything just been feeling better. Being content with what I have. Not desiring what others may have and stuff like that. Because what's for us is for us.
That's right.
Many people we have to understand that, man. So it's the journey. It's been a blessing. It's still a question mark in terms of what's to come because you
Yeah.
never know what's to come. But I'm just grateful, man. To still
Yeah.
even be alive today, talking with you, man. And like today, my morning was made. I get a chance to talk with you. I seen one of my neighbors get arrested, who I couldn't stand because he been up here acting crazy. Man, I'm feeling good today.
I know that's right. Damn. So he got locked up, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, he the only one around here causing problems, and everybody look at him crazy. And I'm just like, thank you, God, because I'm like, he better not be interrupting me when I'm talking to Coach Marshall. We gonna have to go to a commercial break for real.
I know that's right, for real. That's all right, man. Well, that's cool, man. So, man, I have to ask you though, in all this, what you do and things, who motivates you, or what motivates you to be the Nathan Addison that you are? I already know it's your faith that's strong.
Yes,
But
sir.
like, what else motivates you every day when you wake up to make it happen?
Man, the people. Honestly, I probably would say past failures
Mm.
and the failures of the people who made it out of Saginaw.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes we look at success and we will be motivated by that, but I
Mm-hmm.
tend to gravitate towards failure. And now a lot of people may look at it very differently. So for me, let's say Charles Rogers, for example,
Mm-hmm.
or even Lamar Woolley or Draymond, just from a career standpoint, some of their
Yeah.
failures, some of the things that they've went through, and to see how they what's the word I'm looking for? They kind of like counter-attacked it in a way where it wouldn't like overthrow them and
Mm-hmm.
cause them to be defeated because they embraced the challenges.
That's right.
I looked at what they went through and them being like that model. And that's the one thing from being from Saginaw, Michigan. We don't have a lot of people in today's society where you can look at back home. Like when y'all were coming up, they said it was Charles Rogers as the plateau. Pete, Lamar, Day, all the people who came after, they alluded to him because he set a bar so high.
Yep.
Even though they were referring to his greatness, for me, I was looking at the things that they went through that sort of humbled them, but at the same time had a testimony to it.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I would say it's really the failures, man. Because we live in a time where it's nothing wrong with saying this is my winning season, but I'm a loser every day. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing time. I'm losing friends who God may have to move out of there.
That's right.
So I'm actually losing, even though it looks like winning, because as I'm losing, I'm actually gaining something more valuable in the
Mm-hmm.
losses that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Because with the concept of winning, it's to obtain, it's to get all you can get, all these things that are very temporary in this life. And when we leave this earth, they're no longer, we can't take it with them. So for
Yeah.
me, it's the losses of other people that, other than faith, and
Yeah.
also my losses as well that typically inspire me. It used to be fear now, Coach, until I
Mm.
realized like fear is a bad thing. Fear used to motivate me because I used to look at life as I don't want to end up like that person. But then
Mm-hmm.
when I think about it, it's like I don't know what that person is going through. God can cause that person to do a 360. And fear
Yeah,
is a bad thing to have because we don't supposed to have the spirit of fear, you know?
that's that's true, bro.
Yeah, so
And that's,
to answer your question, man, it's the losses of the hometown legends, man. You know,
mm,
and them embracing it.
okay. That's a whole different aspect of looking at things, and that's different even for me as a coach. I never thought of it that way, but then you just put something on my mind, so now I'm gonna look at it and think that way.
Yeah,
That's deep, man. That's powerful. And I know being a young guy from Saginaw, man, um, you fall back on a lot of our Saginaw greatness, you know. And since we're gonna talk about this Saginaw greatness, last week was probably one of the most epic things that happened in Saginaw in a long time, as far as these high schools around here. The alumni tailgate.
yeah.
It was good and it was bad at the end of the day.
No, I couldn't be there. I would have loved to have been there, but man,
But
it was.
so first off, we start with the good. How did you feel about seeing all the alumni from Saginaw High come together like that, man?
I was shocked. I
Hmm.
was. I'm gonna tell you why I was shocked.
Okay.
Um, I was more so shocked from the classes that were still alive. You know,
Mm-hmm.
talk about class of you got
Mm.
people from 1954.
Yeah,
You know, they don't even got a tent, and they there.
they there.
19, 1954. But I was shocked because to know that we come from a small city and it's so many people from Saginaw that don't get mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
that went on to do amazing things that's overseas, different countries, different states, man.
Yeah,
I felt the love and I wasn't even there.
man.
You know,
And I'm a BV Knight. I worked at the high, coached at the high. But man, to see that, dog, it did something to my soul.
mm,
I pulled my phone out like, damn, BV, y'all see this? Where
yeah.
y'all at? I mean, real though, because I
I
mean
mean,
that
because
that was
and
big.
you know what's so crazy is that and I'm gonna touch back on what you just brought up, but
Yeah,
BB closed, I believe, in 2013, right?
I would
It was
think so. It's been so long, shoot.
it was 2013. It's 10 years later. I think
Yeah.
all the BB should come together for it's literally the 10-year anniversary of the closing.
Mm,
I think it would be something amazing to see, but man, when I just to see all of these Saginaw High alumni from many of the classes, I seen my class there.
yep.
I seen, my personal favorite classes there for me is 97 and No Limit 97, class of 2000, class of 2007. Shout out to my big brother, Ronnie Lattimore. And I would say class of 2006. Those are my favorite ones for sure all time when it comes to Saginaw High. But it just, man, the unity, man. And I
Yeah,
and it was just good to see it, man. It felt like a family reunion, man.
for
It's,
real.
it's,
That's what it looked
it's
like too.
unreal because 8 years ago, 8 years ago, when we were fighting the school, when they were trying to close Saginaw High, we didn't we didn't have everything was going so fast that they weren't going to allow it.
Hmm.
So it was a good thing to see, man. It really
Yeah,
was.
it was very powerful, man. And I seen some stuff, where people talking about, since next year all of them will be closed, the high, the hill, BV we closed. They come back and do a all tailgate with all three schools,
Mm,
which I think it would be something powerful. I would like to see it happen. You know, I really do wish BV on the other end will do something like that. So maybe I'll reach out and maybe some of my BV Knights when they see this interview, they be
yeah.
like, "Okay, Kel put us out here. Let's make it happen."
They got to. I mean, you talk about a 10. It's been 10 years since
Yeah,
it closed, and it's strength in numbers.
that's true.
You know, I think BV is an amazing school. You know, a lot of people might not agree with me when I say this, but I believe if BV was in our district, I think the rivalry between us, Saginaw High and BV, it might have been a little bit different and way more special and more meaningful because BV has always showed Saginaw High love.
That's right.
That's one
And
thing I can say.
that's true, man. Because like I said, I'm born and raised out there, but all my family from the high. So, it was always love, no matter what. Even when I worked at the high, coached at the high, it was nothing but love. That's why I felt a part of that. Even though I didn't attend, because I'm like, I'm gonna let them people have their time, you
Yeah.
know. And then somebody told me I couldn't come if I was gonna wear a BV shirt anyway. So, I'm gonna rock that regardless. But
Right.
it is what it is, man. So now we did have that positive, but then I
Mm.
see, because you a man that don't hold your tongue for nobody. I done seen your posts on social media before. When you believe in something strong, you step out on it.
Yeah.
You know, and the young man from Swag Magazine, Julian, he had his spiel, and I seen the city drag that young man. But then I seen guys like yourself step up, and give this young man a backbone, and you supported him. You know, some of the words, me personally, as a new journalist, as they call it, doing the social media, it's his right to speak his mind.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I thought some choice words could have been used differently. And I just wanted to get your intake on why did you feel you had to step up to supporting, just so that young man can be addressed.
Um, Julian Morris is, I say he's my protege. That's my little brother. I got word of him through my sister when she a few years ago when she shared a post about a 14-year-old journalist creates his own magazine and stuff. I'm like, oh man,
Yeah,
this is dope because where we're from, we don't have a lot of people that get into that field. Saginaw is primarily known for the athletes and
yep,
a few other different professions and stuff like that. But
yep.
storytelling is powerful. But I said what I said because all I see is hypocrisy back home.
Hmm.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because, you know, we do know that obviously, as a class, you're supposed to come together to fight for your homecoming or to make your experience, what it is. I definitely understand that. In
Yeah.
2015, in 2015, we didn't even have a pet rally. We let them take the pet rally, like the homecoming pet rally. We 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 didn't even let them we allowed them to snatch that away from us for
Hmm.
whatsoever reason. I don't know, and but that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
I said I say that to say this. Julian is deserving and earning of what he's fighting for.
Yeah.
Going back to the hypocrisy, the same people that you saw criticize Julian were the same people that were upset about the Saginaw United Phoenix logo
Hmm.
that they approved, but they
Hmm.
didn't do nothing prior to go against it. And so I actually challenged and put it out there, and I said, well, you can still appeal on your own terms against it, even though it's in
Hmm.
effect. Could you imagine, Coach Marshall, if people from Saginaw High like rallying the entire city, parents, and they say, we will not enroll our kids into Saginaw United until you change the logo. You
Hmm.
know what kind of what kind of statement that kind of pressure, they will be forced to have to change the logo in the name. I
Oh yeah.
mean, you're
A
talking
heartbeat.
about two schools uniting. I thought they would have called it Trojack since they're supposed to be, uniting or something like that.
Hmm.
But these will be the same people in the fall that will be complaining because they a lot of people got upset that Julian called out he called it out in the aftermath of it.
Hmm.
But these will be the same people calling out the logo and stuff in the aftermath when the new school is here, and they didn't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Uh, so his choice of words, yes, I do believe it. For sure, it could have been different, and so like I agreed with both sides. Like
Hmm.
I agreed, with how he felt because I know what he felt like. He felt like class of 2024 was being overlooked, It's no different than how I felt about 2015. People don't even know. We talk about these board meetings, but what they didn't know that was going on back 8 years ago is that you had people at Arthur Hill saying they didn't want to go to Saginaw High. People at Saginaw High saying they don't want to go to Arthur Hill. At the same time, you have people like Kelly Petros and Dr. Jenkins who were very adamant about closing Saginaw High as the let's just move on and get the next class over there to Arthur Hill. You know, and so I took that personal, like, nah, we're gonna make them remember 2015. We're gonna make and so Julian, I think in a sense, you know, a part of me kind of questions where are the leaders at of class of 2024 who are seniors. So when you got a junior representing you, that says something about that young man. Like when you have a junior, you know, representing legacy, that you got to commit. You have to commend that. So I'm very proud of him. You know, I agree with both sides to a degree. The feeling of how he felt with not feeling he said what, not feeling included and being overlooked. But then I also understand the alumni when, you know, they say, you know, the purpose of a tailgate is to bring back alumni. That's what a tailgate is for, you know, to celebrate the greatness and the history and the rich history that the Saginaw High Trojans have. And that, you know, when we wanted to do something, we got it done because, you know, the reality of it is that, you know, people are not going to just, you know, give you handouts and do stuff for you. And so he learned his lesson. If you look at Swag magazine, a phenomenal magazine, I remember I read one of his stories too, when he met Stephen A. Smith, and how I think he was hesitant to speak to Stephen A. And so I think how did the story go? I think his mom took the photo for him. Miss Danita, wonderful lady, took the photo for him. And so in life, when you want something, you have to learn to speak up and demand it, because nobody's not going to give you anything. In 2015, when they didn't want to help people with scholarships, PTSA and all of them, we broke the rules. Freshman hallway, I'll never forget. It was that one room, the last room right there by the double doors across from the main office. I saw the door open and it was computers in there. And when I found out how they didn't want to let us in the media center around lunchtime because we want to apply for scholarships and everybody's in the gym, I went and recruited some of the National Honor Society people. Like, hey, I think we need to be in here. And not just them, the people who weren't in National Honor Society, helping them with play, helping them with scholarships. So we made the rules and broke them because it's Saginaw High. Like, they're not just going to give you. It's okay to demand. I understand the demand parts of what you present in terms of what you want. But at the end of the day, you know, it's kind of like what Denzel Washington said in Training Day when he had shot the man. He said, sometimes you got to get, sometimes if you want to get shit done, you got to do it yourself. And that's basically what most of the alumni did. So I hope class of 2024 can do something like this go around. I don't know how basketball season is going to pan out. I know a lot of people, the negativity though, it was just insane to see it. But I came from a positive light because those same people, they'll be back congratulating Julian when it's all over.
Oh yeah, because what he did is open some eyes. You know, I seen a couple days later he was on the news talking about it, and it's like you said, to see him being a junior, step up for the senior class, man, or step up for the school district. Period. Come on, man, them are future leaders.
He's fighting for. It's not even just Saginaw High. Like, he's fighting for the history of them and Arthur. I don't really know what he may know, what goes on, you know, in those hallways at Arthur Hill. But, you know, he said it in the interview. You know, he talked about school lunches and, you know, the bathroom situation. When I was in high school, you had people complaining about the school lunch, but that's a different monster to attack. You have to, I believe Sodexo still sponsors them, because when I went to Indiana State University, I literally walked back into the same thing that I just left, Sodexo. I'm eating Sodexo because like literally. So it wasn't like, you know, the University of Michigan where you have all of that good food. So that's a whole different monster if you're speaking on better lunch. So you got to take that to Sodexo and them people or a different contractor to supply better nutritious food.
That's true. Well, you know, hey, the seed was planted. You know, the ball got rolling. So we're gonna see what the future hold, man. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what this new school gonna be like. I mean, the outside of it is looking beautiful over there.
Coach,
You know,
can I be a Trojan real quick with my pride? Because I feel like I gotta say this.
Go ahead and be a Trojan.
See, technically Saginaw High, the history is actually living on, and I'll break it down this way. It's sort of like a father giving his son an inheritance for them to carry the tradition. And so would it now be in Saginaw High School, eventually becoming Saginaw Middle School Trojans? The middle school kids are inheriting the rich history that many of us have left behind because it's still Trojans. Like my senior year, they added 8th graders. So 8th graders already got a taste of it. Like class of 2019 at that time, the 8th graders who were class of 2019, I believe when they were 8th graders in 2015 at both Saginaw High and Arthur Hill, you know, they got a taste of what it was. Now, Arthur Hill, on the other hand, their history is actually being eradicated. SASA is evicting them. That means SASA is moving over into their building, and it's the Arthur Hill building, and it's going to be called SASA. So Arthur Hill, like if you really think about it from that perspective, the history of Arthur Hill is actually being erased. Saginaw High is continuing to live on because the middle schoolers, like it's called Saginaw Middle School Trojans. And it makes sense because we're in 1865. We were here first, and then we're Trojans. Arthur Hill always win the battle, but we still gonna win the war. So I just had to break it down like that.
Hey, I'm gonna respect that. I'm gonna stay out of that because that's your High and Hill thing. But
no,
you know what?
You were part of Saginaw High too, even though you was with the DB.
But you know, but Arthur Hill at the same too, man, came up with some great people. You know, also, you know, it's to me personally, it's just sad to see both schools closing. You know, it still hurt to see mine gone, but it's sad to see that. But like you said, the tradition really lies in the people, man.
Yes.
You know, and if the people get together, do like they did a couple weekends ago, and they continue doing that for the rest of eternity, man, the tradition will live on forever. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna miss both of them. I got love for Arthur Hill and Saginaw High. Man, it's unreal that is happening.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we ain't even have a game this year because I want to go see the last of the High and Hill games, man. Because you know it don't get no better than that. It don't. Meaning I'm a coach. You know, our big games be Bridgeport versus Frankenmuth. You know what I'm saying? I get good games when I go to Detroit, but that still don't mean like the High and the Hill games, man. And that rich, deep tradition there. You know, especially from the Civic Center games to you know, being elbow to elbow in the High and the Hill gyms to Saginaw Valley games, bro. I mean, people will never forget those kind of things, man.
Yeah.
You know, so hey, it is what it is on that, man. So hey, we done with talking about all that, man. I support you, I support you, Lumberjacks. Hey, Saginaw United. That's what we are.
Yeah.
For real though. So man, what's some of your goals in the future? What you got going on?
Right now, I've been very heavy in sports betting, partnering with people. I think one of the key things that I've noticed, like in that $1 billion market, is that sports betting is starting to become very legal in key states, with certain sports books only being accessible to certain states. You know, due to the gaming committee and stuff. So I've been heavy in that. Also professional like movie screenings and stuff like that, where I'll get a chance to fly out to Las Vegas and screen films and stuff like that. One of them coming up, I believe, in early December is Candy Cane Lane, Eddie Murphy. So that's gonna be very huge and very different. So like it's a lot that I've been having going on. I've I've been
Okay.
living. I've been living a private life. I ain't even gonna lie. Like I still post here and there on social media, but man, I'm just learning more about myself, man, and learning about life, learning about the journey, really understanding the journey, sort of how you had brought it up and stuff like that. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on along with creating something. I
Hmm.
can't say it yet, but
Yeah.
when the time comes, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna it's just gonna be out there.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that, man, and most definitely make sure you bring it to the More Than a Coach podcast.
Oh yeah, you
So,
you'll be the first one to know.
all right, I appreciate that respect. So,
Yeah.
just to touch base before we get ready to get out of here, man, I want to go back to when you talked about being homeless, man. You
Mm,
know, and how it broke you down from there. You know, I mean, I know chasing your dream because when we chase our dreams, sometimes we lose focus and things, we fall, you know, because I've been there, you know,
mm,
don't get it fooled because he Coach Marshall and this and that.
right.
We all been there, you know,
Yeah.
but I know you talked about how that changed you. Can you elaborate a little bit on that, man, for my listeners?
Yeah. So I remember summer. It happened in summer of 2017 and summer of 2018. So like I had no way back, home. My sophomore year, I was an RA in college actually, and
Mm,
after that, it was like, okay, man, I can't get involved in anything summer, like being a summer team lead or something like that. And so I was in a situation where I had to improvise and think like, man, I have no way back home. Most of my friends are gone. How am I going to adapt to this environment in Terre Haute, Indiana? And then it
mm,
clicked. I'm like, oh man, um, why not just sleep in the academic building? And so, like, you have obviously, in college, you have residential halls and academic buildings. And the one thing I realized, I was like, let me sleep in this academic building. I got photos of all of this stuff, man, that I never documented because the journey is still unfolding. I'm
mhm.
in there Monday through Friday, working a summer job, like the summer campus job, which was doing janitorial work at that time because it wasn't nothing ESPN going on at that time even when our school had the contract with them. I think they still do, but waking up 4:30 a.m. every day,
Wow.
sleeping on a hard ass floor, you know, getting paid at that time getting paid every Friday, and then running up the street to McDonald's just to hurry up and get something, and then hurry up and run back before the doors end up locking and stuff like that. Um, and that happened. It was both summer 17, half of summer 18, because the same situation in one of the key things that I want to say is this: is that never be too focused on what you're trying to go after in a
Mhm.
time where priorities can actually be handled. And back then, I just didn't handle like certain priorities that I should have that I could have and that I should have handled. But I was just so focused and so in the zone to get to where I was at
Yeah.
that it blindsided me. Now the third time, which I would say was the most humbling one, was when I dropped out of college. A lot of people everybody used to think I was still in school, and I'm like, no, I'm not in school. This is October of 2018.
Mhm.
I booked my flight to Los Angeles with my friend Miguel. My goal is to go out there and try to create an opportunity for myself to work with
Yeah.
LeBron's company uninterrupted. He going out there to try to do something with Will Smith and all of that and stuff. And in the midst of that, we met like a lot of people, being in Los Angeles. I remember when we tried to get like an apartment and lacked one qualification, and I was like, oh man, it's over. I'm like, we can't go back to Indiana, bro. We
Mm,
can't. I'm like, we are here now. We just booked a one way, damn near $600 one way.
mm.
We are here. Let's try to make it happen. So now, October through December, you talk about uh, being on USC's campus, which is a private university. I used to think it was public, and I never knew it was private because in order for you, like at night times, you can't walk on the campus unless you're with a student, and you actually have to show them your ID. So luckily at the time we had our Indiana State University student IDs, but it had to be a USC ID, and they'll have like they'll have like securities like on Figueroa Street and different like places like right kind of like near downtown and stuff. Man, we were sleeping in USC's lounge, the computer lounge and stuff. I got footage of all of this, man. Like I'm telling you, it was crazy. Like we were grinding, like out there, reaching out to people, trying to network, while being homeless. Days where we stayed up 3 days in a row, no sleep. A subway that was 24/7. We on our laptops, man. You know, we were just hungry, just trying to get it. And remember, the reason why we were homeless in LA is because we lacked that one qualification when it came to that apartment. And it was like, man, we gotta. I'm like, man, Miguel, we gotta. I'm like, we gotta go through it, man. Sometimes you have to go through the struggle to understand, you know, how the story unfolds, because a lot of people think things will come to them very easily. We met a lot of phenomenal people, man, and I never forget. I just sometimes just take the Metro Rail, which is the train station. It'll take you anywhere you want to go, to Culver City, to Beverly Hills, and I will always take it out to the Staples Center just to go out there and just stare at the Magic Johnson statue. And this was before it became Crypto.com Arena, when it had the Staples. You know, LeBron first year is there. Fall 2018, he's there. And I'm seeing the entire thing. I remember I had a photo of it saying, it was something that said, just a small town kid with big city dreams, man. I remember I took the photo. And so, man, I got humbled the moment I saw us. According to LA Mission.org, it's 50,000. It's nearly almost over 50,000 homeless people. But the majority who I saw out on the streets over there on Skid Row was Black people.
Damn.
It was our people out there, man. First time I ever seen literally crack pipes, like broken glass on the street. Down there in Los Angeles, it's a strange smell. I'm seeing Jimmy Kimmel's studio, but yet outside of the studio, it's the Walk of Fame, the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and it's homeless people sleeping out there. See, they don't show you that on television. You know, they're gonna show you the glitz and glamour and what they want to show you. But man, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed even when I got there. You know, I'm from a city where my motto is, when you come from nothing, act like nothing.
That's right.
You know,
right.
And so it was crazy, man. When I seen a lot of us, and it started to humble me more. Like, man, this isn't right. I'm seeing somebody new. Me and my brother Miguel, we're seeing somebody new every day that's homeless with a story. People that say, man, I came out here to be an actor, and now I'm struggling, and I can't do this and I can't do that. I came out here to be a dancer. You know, people with dreams. We had the same mentality with what we wanted, just as much as what they wanted. The only difference is that we were willing to go through it, and we didn't allow it to defeat us until, you know, I had gotten one more reality check, which was my idolatry of LeBron. And I'm a big NBA fan, man. And, you know, after that situation, and I'm on my way back, you know, on the plane and stuff, resorting back to Indiana, it clicked. I'm like, man, I did it the wrong way. I called it faith when it was idolatry. I called it faith when I was coveting. I called it faith, like, because you know, if we're gonna be honest, you know, sometimes with us as Black people, we may desire and covet, but we mask it and call it faith. And we don't really realize, like, it's a major big difference. And so once I broke free from that, man, and I reflected, and I remember getting an email from a guy at the time, well, you know, forever love him, his name, Robert Littell. He used to be the editor at TMZ Sports, and he gave me my first opportunity, which allowed me to create my own stuff and what I'm doing today, man. So going through a lot of the homelessness, you know, getting banned at USC, like, because they found that, like, they was like, oh, these two kids, they're sleeping here, no, y'all got to get the hell up off this campus. So, and you know, it was crazy. Someday, if it's God's will, man, I love to tell it in a documentary with all of the footage I got of us just on the ground out there, man. It was humbling, but seeing people like us with our skin color that was homeless,
Yeah,
it was just like, man,
that's powerful.
it was powerful, man. So it's a lot. I've been through a lot, man. So it's just the journey right now. It's just being a blessing to others, being a
Right.
blessing in a way that I can to the youth, and being a blessing to the elders. Without the elders, there's no us, man.
Well, Nate, I can honestly tell you, just listening to you, knowing you, and looking at you right now, my brother, it's all over you. It's nothing but greatness. You
Yeah.
keep on doing what you're supposed to do, and in time, bro, watch what happens. And like you said, the documentary of your life, whoo-wee, I'm gonna be there at the red carpet. So make sure I get an invite. Me and my wife will be there.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
fly to
definitely, man. You
because
know,
that's gonna
I gotta get the gray hairs like you first, man. You know,
be
I mean, like I'm young. I saw you marketing the beer stuff, and I'm like, man, I don't even got it like that yet. Every
hey,
time
it's
I
gonna
step
come, bro. It's gonna come. Just go. Hey, look, ain't nobody roughed it like you done roughed it. I had to
there,
rough it for a while.
yeah,
You know, when COVID hit, I let the hair grow out. Man, I had one of them young boy wild nappy afros for a while. Then I had to cut it up. Say, hey man, I still got to be a little professional, you know. But
mm-hmm.
yeah, I had to rough it up, man, and it's gonna come though. I
Yeah.
hated the gray hair for a long time, and then people like, man, that's wisdom. So I
I
started
got.
listening.
Oh,
Started
so they say it's wisdom, huh?
there's wisdom. They say you done went through some things, OG. That's what they say. So I appreciate that and I respect that. And man, I want to tell you again, man, it's an honor to have you on my platform, you
Yeah,
know, on the More Than the Coach podcast, man. Season 3, and got you on here, man. It's
man.
big, you know.
I appreciate you too, man. I want to say thank you, man, for the opportunity. I know you've been trying to make it happen for about a couple of years now, and I said, man, you know, I believe you have to seize the moment because at times, a lot of people, aren't getting the opportunity. Like somebody your age and my age didn't wake up this morning, to
Mm,
thank God, and and when I saw the message, and I said, you know what, let me go back to where it started, man. Let me go back to my roots, and just one of the final things I wanted to say is that uh, despite many of the amazing success, the amazing success I've had, or the people who I've interviewed, man, none of it can ever compare to when I'm talking with somebody back home.
man.
Like for example, like you, man, it's gonna
Mm,
always go back, to home, like just not because I haven't been there in so long.
yeah.
And sometimes people may break away and they may shift and they may change, but for me,
Mm,
man, nothing could, like, it doesn't matter what something major may come, it'll never compare to when
mm,
I'm talking to somebody back home from the career, man. Like I told you, this is my first time ever getting interviewed. It
man.
feels odd because I'm typically the one that's in your position asking
Yeah.
the questions and stuff.
Hey, and when you sent me that, man, you made me start sweating. I'm like, oh my goodness. I said, how I'm gonna interview a person that do the interviews, you know.
Yeah,
So,
man.
and I knew, even though I had a little script wrote down, you know, some stuff, bro, but I knew this was gonna be from the heart, you
Yeah,
know. And when we took it from the how we met each other to where you know what we done been through, your walks of life, I knew it was all gonna be legit and real. And that's what I
oh
always try
yeah.
to ask people, man, to give people what's real,
Yeah.
you
Is
know.
there anything you wanted to ask me? If you had anything else you wanted to ask me, man, or you know,
Man, I'm gonna be honest, you basically answered everything, man. I just would tell you this: when you get that time and you interview 50 Cent, 'cause that's my dog, or Kevin Garnett, you make sure you tell them Coach Marshall said what's up. That's
hey,
it.
I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. I'll bring you on with me on it. Seriously, it's funny you mention them, but I'm gonna be quiet, man. I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I don't really post as much. I mean, I'm gonna get back to it, but man, between one of them two, I'll definitely have you on with me for that one. KG, my favorite power forward of all time, man, for sure.
Mine too, man. My Magic, my goat, and KG right there, right behind him. Him and Allen Iverson.
Mm.
You know, then LeBron, I must admit. You know, so we're gonna get some hate thrown at us for that, but oh well. You know.
Right.
But no, Nate, it's just like I said, man. It was an honor, man. It was special that I didn't have to work this morning, and you was free this morning, so we can make this happen. You know, so you done made my day, man. And I can't wait to do that little quick edit and post this video, man, so people can see this interview. And it
Yeah.
will be today, so everybody can check it out and see what my man Nate from Saginaw doing. 2015 Saginaw High Trojan alum, the Mr. Trojan himself. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I will say, bro, before you go, when you were in high school, you used to do videos, man, and you go around the neighborhoods with your cell phone, man, or I don't know if you had a camera, but you would just go up to random people and be talking trash, man. And I used to love it. I used to love it, man.
Look, man,
And
I remember. Yeah, I remember. They called me. They called me a hater. When
you
Arthur
used to
Hill,
hit on Arthur Hill all the time.
they called me. I'm like, if people go back to my old Facebook, they would know I supported Arthur Hill alumni in the aftermath because at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, regardless of what school you go to, and you're out here in the real world, it's literally us, Saginaw versus everybody in high markets like New York or California or Miami. And so, I enjoyed the trash talking. Like it was a thrill my freshman year to see the High win a championship, and then my senior year, the Arthur Hill lose it, and we saved Saginaw High. Of course, we won the war, but
Mm-hmm.
it was an honor. It's definitely an honor, Coach, getting the opportunity, once again, even talk to you, man. So I just wanted to just share that and some of the things that I have been up to currently right now, covering the WNBA finals, getting ready to close that out, depending on how this Las Vegas Aces and New York Liberty series go. Preparing for the NBA season, entering, I believe this is my 5th year covering the
Okay.
NBA, preparing to screen Eddie Murphy's upcoming film, Candy Cane Lane, which will be available on Prime. So I think that's going to be an amazing experience too, and to connect with all of them. It's so much, man, that's coming. Las Vegas as well, being in the market in Las Vegas to build media up out there, and obviously preparing just to pour back into my young guy back home, Julian Morris. Man, I'm proud of you. I know if he sees this, I'm proud of him with everything that he's doing. His mom, Danita. I'm proud of you, Coach Marshall. You and your wife for the foundation that y'all laid. So once again, man, I want to say thank you for everything, man. And if I had a pencil right now, I'd throw the pencil at the camera.
Hey, I'm a duck this time though. Yeah, this time I can see it coming, but I never forget that. Boop, right upside the head, man.
I just want to say, God bless you, man, and continue to, a lot of. I know it's cliche to say keep God first, but always keep your faith rooted in God, man, and don't get distracted in a time where there's so much deception going on, man. Seeing you in this space and media is so cool to me because I never would have thought I would have lived to see you doing the podcast. And even though a lot of people are podcasting, there's nothing more beautiful than storytelling with media as one of the most powerful entities on the planet, man. So you're using it for the right reasons. The conversations, I'm enjoying it, man. So I just want to say thank you, and I can't wait to see what you do with this. But trust me, when it comes to that 50 Cent and Kevin Garnett, I ain't gonna say nothing because I already been locked in. I've been locked in with them, man. So I can't. Whichever one, whenever that time comes, I'll let you know.
All right, for sure. Yeah, I know because I seen you interview Tommy and young 50 Cent, so I know you locked
Oh
in.
yeah, Tommy, Joseph Sikora and Makai Curry.
That's right. I seen those interviews too.
Oh yeah,
So,
and I actually, I'm gonna actually probably drop. I talked with Don Staley. I ain't drop it though.
what? And you make sure I watch. I'm the biggest South Carolina fan probably in Michigan, and it's all because of her and what she do. You know what I'm saying? I love the way she. I'm gonna give you a secret. Half of my drills come from her.
Mm.
Watching her on YouTube, going through watching their video stuff. That's where a lot of Coach Marshall stuff come from. Her and
Mm.
Shaka Smart. Yeah, there go my secret.
Shaka, who
Mm,
coached at Texas, right? When he
right.
was there.
Yep. Now he at Marquette. Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yep. But I like the ball here, Shaka. He had more energy. So,
Yeah,
for
man.
real.
So look, that's gonna be the 50 Cent and Garnett one. I'll just say it publicly. That one will be my gift. That'll be my gift to you, man, for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
all right. I'll be waiting on that one, man.
It's a lot of stuff that I haven't posted. It's just
Yeah,
everything is like in the archives, man. Because I've been,
yeah,
like I said, just enjoying life,
that's right.
living life privately. Not that it's nothing wrong with being on social media and whatnot. But at the end of the day, sometimes you got to just take a step back and look at your reality. Everybody out here on social media just making it look like what it is, and I can see through it, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
That's
But
right.
I just want to say, man, thank you, man. It felt this one was good. Like I told you, my day was made today too, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate
that's right. I hope he stay in jail for a while so you got some peace too.
it.
All right, Nate, man. Hey, we done touched on an hour, so I know it's been good, bro.
Oh yeah,
We doing our thing, man. But I'm gonna let you get going, and I'm gonna get ready so I can go to the school and work these boys out. Got to stay ready. You
oh yeah.
know, but man, hey, once again, I thank you for blessing the More Than the Coach podcast this morning. I look forward to chatting with you more offline, and hey, you keep grinding, my brother. I love you, dog.
I love you too, Coach. I'm gonna make sure I send you my number as well.
Okay, for sure. Do that so I can keep in touch with you.
Okay.
All right, Nate, you take it easy now.
All right, you too, Coach.
All right, yep. Peace.
Yeah.
So as y'all see, man, I had my young brother Nate Addison on the show today. A great conversation. The young brother doing things, God blessing him in so many ways. So once again, y'all stay tuned. Keep watching this young man. Hey, he gonna continue to bless the world. I'm proud of you, Nate. Hey, and this your boy Coach Marshall from the More Than the Coach podcast. Y'all have a blessed day. Peace.